Hey tappers, your wish is my command. Let's dive into toxic positivity. Let's make a clear line on this because it can look different for each person, and there's a lot of ideas of what exactly toxic positivity is. So, for the sake of what we're talking about here, let's say it is positivity that is meaning to negate or bypass a negative emotion because the negative emotion doesn't feel safe. So, how does a negative emotion not feel safe? When someone judges you for having it, when you feel wrong, bad, or otherwise for having it, when you believe it will keep you from what you want, when you think it's going to bring bad things into your life, and it means something really negative about you. Those are all reasons that we would avoid whatever might create those situations. Some examples of what toxic positivity could look like, whether it's coming from you or an outside source, are: the universe wouldn't give you anything you couldn't handle. You'll just come out stronger on the other side. Smile and be positive. Well, what are you grateful for right now? I'm doing this to myself. If I could just be positive about it. I'm so grateful for all of the trauma in my life. It's taught me how to be strong and resilient. I gotta focus on what I want rather than what I don't want. If I could just get all of me to feel this, then it would happen. It will manifest as soon as I do it good enough. Now, before you come at me for any of these, they can be interpreted in many different ways, right? So, how do you know what's toxic positivity to you and what's truly a positive strength for you to adopt? Pay attention to what you think and how you feel immediately after a positive statement, and give yourself time. Here's an example of how something might come up. Oh, gar, 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 gar. I'm so upset. If I could just be positive about this, things would get better. That's crazy. I can't be positive about this at all. Nothing's ever going to change anyway. I don't see what positivity is going to do. You can't be positive long enough. You're going to fail at this too. If you have that sort of negative feedback, take that as a sign that your brain is saying, I can't agree with what you're saying right now. I hear the positivity, but I have to reject it because I can't find a way to accept it as truth right now. So, really, what your brain is doing is helping you, saying, okay, I hear you, but this is in the way. So now you know what this is. So now you have that to be able to tap on. Let's say nothing comes to your mind and you're not sure if something you're using is toxic for you or not. Let's do a little bit of tapping. I really desire to bring more positivity into my life. Sometimes it's a bit of a struggle. I'm not sure if the way I'm reaching for positivity is helpful to me or not right now. One thing I would like to be curious about is fill in the positivity. Even though right now I'm not sure this positive statement feels positive to me or not right now, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even if it doesn't feel positive and I'm looking for how to make it positive, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even if I discover that doesn't feel positive at all and I don't want it anymore, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. I'm learning what true positivity is for me. And it's okay for me to be curious about what that might be. It's okay for me to try a lot of different things. At first, I may not know it feels good, but if I continue to listen to how it feels in my body, I bet I can figure it out. Now, what if you've discovered something that you thought was positive now isn't anymore? I'll choose one of my own examples for one that I think you might come at me for. A lot of people say that they wouldn't change anything in their past, even the traumatic things, because it made them who they are. I'm not arguing that point. What I do say I want to differentiate is it's not the negative thing that made you that way. You got handed something heavy or hard or dark or scary, fill in the blank, but you took that. You took this heavy energy and you turned it into something. It wasn't the negative event, honey, it was you. So stop giving all of that credit to the crappy thing. You take that credit. Let's tap on that. As I consider how I've become so empathic, I realize I feel I've learned it because of all of the hardships that I've had. But is it true that everyone who has hardships becomes really caring for other people? No, no, it isn't. So I wonder, what is it that's actually allowed me to become so loving and caring for other people? Maybe it wasn't these really hard things that happened. Maybe it was my own choices and my own decisions and my own actions that allowed me to take something that was heavy and hard and turn it into these beautiful parts of me. I turned it into something happy. I turned it into something good. And I allow myself to hold that definition and release its connection to the heavy things that were the initial part of it. It's probably true that even if I had been handed really lovely things, I would still be a wonderful person because I would still want to have the same outcome, even though what happened happened. And I don't really know what would have happened otherwise. I know who I choose to be, and I can be proud of that. And I don't have to give any credit of that to a dark, heavy, or hard thing. I can let that part go. My positivity can come from who I am, and that's enough. So, how did I do? If you want to know more, ask me more specific questions. We can continue this conversation. I want to make sure that you feel confident in how to utilize this. I'll see you soon.